Well, we gotta go. Like, totally, these guys were just, like, running, and it looks like they're running towards the church.
Have you seen shit?
Has anybody seen Bob Wire?
Rafa, you in there? Head towards where those guys are going. See if we can find Jin, Bob Wire, and now Rafa's gone.
Excuse me, human. I think we need someone that can see better in the dark.
Davina!
Why do I feel like I've heard that voice from somewhere before?
Holy shit, you guys are up.
Steven just let me go and walked away with no questions answered. I have a real weird feeling that something bad is going to happen.
Witches?
Bob Wire, I finally found you.
Ah, we have guests. Who's the general? The general's name is Hafa. I serve the Lord of Bo. The Dark Lord has been killing multiple and many gods.
You're sleeping. The last thing you know is that you fell asleep out in the woodshed. Correct? With Ragnar by your side. Okay. You're dreaming right now.
Okay.
Okay. So in your dream, you're back home. You see your whole family, all your brothers, all your sisters, your mom, dad, and all of a sudden you transform into the were-rat. And you start devouring your family.
Oh no!
And when you killed all your family and you're standing over the top of them, you're back to normal. More normal Jin, but you have blood all over in front of you. And all of a sudden you hear somebody approaching behind you. You look back and you see a dark, cloaked figure. You can't really make out what he looks like or anything, but he's a big guy walking towards you. And he tells you,
"Very good, my pet."
Then all of a sudden, you're in some dark woods. You're bound. You look around you, you're around some ruins, and then there's a round rock slab that you're kneeling on that looks very ritual-like. You look up, it's a blood moon. And then you look down because you see something floating in front of you. It's a ritual knife with a symbol. It's a circle. So the symbol it's a circle with an upside down triangle with a circle in the center of it. And inside the big circle, there's a square on the hilt of the dagger. And you feel like that's your release. And then you wake up. So now you're awake. You look around. Just looking around. You're in the woods. And you look to your right. It goes into the woods deeper. It is getting kind of dark about right now. It's still light out. And you look back to your left. It's an open field. You see a farmhouse to the right. And then you see Wheeldstone about 400 feet on the other side of this. And then you recognize the place. You recognize Rafa's house is right there. And you look down at yourself. You're butt naked. And you're covered in blood.
Is it just blood? Is there any hair or anything else in it? Or
no, it's just blood. Oh, and dirt. There's dirt and stuff from you laying down in the ground and stuff. But yeah.
I can't see any trail or anything. No blood trail.
No, this is just a wheat field. You don't see a blood trail anywhere. You can roll me a perception check if you want.
Oh crap! I got a 3.
3? Okay. Yeah, so you don't see any blood trail or anything near you. In front of you towards Wheeldstone, it's just a wheat field. It looks like it's getting close to harvest. So it's getting ready to get chopped down. You do see like I said, you do see a farmhouse to the right there, right at the edge of the field. And then another 500 feet from you is Wheeldstone and Rafa's house.
How do I feel about the farmhouse?
You feel actually, give me an intelligence check on that.
16.
16? It feels like you've been there before, but you've never been to this land before, so it feels weird to you. But it feels like you recognize that farmhouse.
But it feels like me, it doesn't feel like I'm still in a dream or anything, right?
Yeah, you're awake. Yeah, you feel
okay.
Like it's you.
But I can see Rafa's house?
Yeah. Yeah, Rafa's house is probably about 520 feet total from where you are now.
Okay, so a ways.
Yep.
And you say I feel okay about this place?
You felt like you've been there before.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll go and investigate.
Okay.
Is there any sort of water or anything else in the area?
Not close to
Or
you,
is
but
it just
as
the cornfield and the...
it's a wheat field, so it's just a wheat field.
Sorry,
You don't-
wheat field.
Yeah, you don't see any water or anything. As you approach the house, you do see like what looks like a horse watering trough that's full of water. And you are thirsty.
Yeah, but am I thirsty enough to drink out of that? That's the question. How does it look?
It
Is
looks
it fresh
it
or
looks
is
it looks like the water's probably been in there for a couple days, but looks good enough to drink.
I'm going to run a survival on it and see if it'll do anything for me.
Okay.
Or if it'll do anything nasty.
Okay.
13.
13.
Yep.
Looks good. Looks good to you.
All right, I'll drink out of it.
As you put your hands in the water, though, your hands are all bloody, so as you could see that it mixes with the water.
There's no like rags or cups or anything else sitting around or buckets or...
Give me a perception check around the area if that's what you're looking for.
I rolled a 2 plus... Yeah.
So you do see there's I mean, it's kind of obvious. You do see like a horse blanket that's been used hanging up over top of a post, a pretty rotted post that's right next to you. But it's pretty well used. You can see that there's horsehair on the bottom and it's dirty. And then there's a little shed, what looks like a little tiny wood shed, and then there's a big barn to the right of that. That the doors are closed on the barn.
Can I see anybody around or...
No, nobody's around you. You don't hear anything. You don't hear horses. You do hear the occasional bugs in the distance, and then the you do hear like birds chirping and stuff like that.
Okay. I'll sneak over to the shed and I'll take a look in.
Okay. You walk in, and you do see a bucket in the back left corner, and it's empty. You do see a bucket, and then you do see another. It looks like a rag, a small rag, right next to the bucket as well.
All right.
Just
I'll
like a
take the
small
bucket and the rags.
Okay. Okay. You can take them.
I'll go back to the trough. I'll try to dip the bucket in without getting my hands in it.
Okay.
And then I'll dip the rag into the bucket, and try to wipe as much of the stuff off my hands as I can, and then whatever else I can, I'll stick my hands in the bucket and just rinse the rest of it off, and then use the rest of the rag to dry off my hands, see if I can get as much off of my hands as possible.
Okay, yeah. You work at it, and you get your hands as clean as possible. And I mean, there's still what you can see is blood under the fingernails, but I mean, you got as much as you can by scrubbing with that rag and everything.
All right, I'm probably not going to get it all off, so I'll take a drink.
Okay, you drink, and it
from the trough anyway.
Yeah, I got you. You take a drink, and it's very refreshing to you. Very refreshing, and it's very satisfying as well.
All right. I'll go back and see if I can't. I know it'll be itchy as heck, but I'll grab the horse blanket.
Okay.
Is there any sort of rope or anything else in the barn?
No. You haven't gone into the barn. The shed is what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, the shed. So
no.
Is there any tools?
No, the only thing that was in the shed was that bucket and the rag.
Okay.
It looks like it would be like a wood shed, maybe, or something to store small buckets and horse feed and stuff like that.
I mean, I'm not usually one for taking people's stuff, but in this case, since I'm in a situation,
yeah,
I'll take the horse cloth.
Okay.
And you said there was So there was the shed, and then there's the barn.
There's a barn right next to it. The doors are shut. It's
Okay.
a pretty good-sized barn. It's not as big as the barn that you guys found the wagon and the horses in outside of Cecilia, but it's a pretty good-sized barn still. It looks like there's an upper loft to it, and then obviously a lower.
I'm gonna crack the door open and see if I can see anybody or anything else inside.
Okay. As you approach the door, you do see blood stains on the door, like somebody's been bleeding and touching the door.
Anything else? Any scratches or anything like that?
Not on the outside, no.
Okay. I'll slowly. Of course, you know the whole screeching door.
Okay.
The barn door.
Roll me a stealth check on opening the door.
15.
15. You open the door as quiet as possible. There is the occasional squeak, but that's because of the old hinges. But you open it, and as far as you know, nobody heard you.
Okay.
So as you look
can I
in,
see-
it is pretty dark in there. With the light, the sun going down, it is kind of dark, but you can still see a little bit. You do see a horse in the back left stall, just standing there eating some hay. And you do see a blood trail, like something's been dragged right down the center of the whole barn. And then on the right, you just see empty stalls, and then on your left, besides the one on the horse, they're all empty as well. But one of the gates on the left is open, and then that blood trail goes inside there.
Ooh, I have a bad feeling about this. Do I see anything on the walls? Are there any shears? Any?
Yeah, you do
rope,
see
any-
one of those. It looks like a scythe to chop. It's a big two-handed thing that looks like a scythe that chops the wheat down and stuff by hand.
Okay. I'm going to take the horse blanket that I have with me.
Okay.
And I'm going to cut a little hole in the center of it.
Okay.
And I'll put it over myself like it's a poncho.
I mean, it covers your upper half pretty well, but your lower half's pretty exposed still.
My junk?
Yeah.
Is my junk exposed?
Yeah, your junk is hanging out. Yeah.
All right. That's fine. It'll at least protect my upper half until I can find something else. I'm going to walk over slowly to the stall with that. It's cracked open.
Okay.
And then peek in and see what's in there. I kind of have an idea who it is, but
Okay. You do see just something that horrifies you. You see a pile of just blood, guts, just you can't even tell what it is. But
Visceral.
it's just pile of just and guts and meat and skin. You can see some cloth in there. As you look to your left, you see your backpack and all your gear.
all right. I'm a reasonable person. I'll walk in and grab my stuff, and I'll investigate the pile of goo.
Okay. So you want to investigate it, or I guess yeah. So roll me an investigation check.
Nah, I don't see anything that I can decipher out of it. I got 4.
4.
I got a 4.
Yeah. As far as you know, is just an animal killed or did this. That's about all you can decipher from this pile of goo.
I'm gonna head back out.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back over to the horse trough. I'm gonna take off the horse blanket and wash myself off.
Okay.
And then I'll put my clothes back on and start heading towards Rotha's place.
So you do that. You get cleaned up as best as you can. I mean, you still have probably a little, blood smear in your hair and stuff, and under your fingernails, like I said. But you got most of it off of you. So you get down and walk all the way to Rafa's house. So it would be behind. So the woodshed is where you fell asleep, is in front of you, and then it's Rafa's house. So as you approach, you notice that Ragnar is not laying down or around, and your wagon that you guys approached Wheelstone in is also gone.
Did I have an idea of which direction we were going to be heading from here?
I mean, you can roll an investigation and see if you could see something.
I only got a 6.
6. You do see your wagon tracks in the mud, and it's leading to the road, and then it turns left. That's about all you can see. And you don't hear anything inside of Rafa's house either.
Can I see anybody anywhere? Or because I
You
know
do
the city was under a siege.
Yeah, you do see some Crown's Guard every now and then walking by just down the street. You do see a child as well sitting right across the street from Rafa's house, just sitting there, and he's just has his head down and looks like he's just sitting there looking at something in his hands.
I'll walk up to him and slowly, and I'll say, "Excuse me, may I ask you a question?"
Hello, sir.
Hello.
How can I help you?
I was here with a group of people, and we were helping the city try to fight off the bad guys that are attacking. And I was wanting to know if you've seen anybody pass this way, and I kind of point in the direction of where I thought I saw the tracks going for the wagon.
Are you looking for a woman, 2 women, and a man? 2 men. One is really scary. He has like light blue tinted eyes. That's all I could see, but he scares me because he reminds me of the bad man.
Yes, those sound like people I know.
They were asking about the church.
And it's in that direction?
Yeah, you just go straight down this road and you'll run into the church.
Thank you, lad.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your time.
You do see him holding 2 gold coins in his hands.
All right.
And he looks
I'll
rough.
reach into
He looks like he's always been on the streets his whole life. And he's just,
I'll
his
reach
hair's
into
all
my pack
messy
and-
and he's super dirty.
I'll reach into my pack, and do I still have all my money and everything? Is it all still there?
Yeah, everything's still
Okay. I'll pull out a gold plate piece and I'll hand it to him for his time.
Thank you, sir. You're so kind.
Oh, you're very welcome, and I appreciate your information. And I'll start heading that direction towards where he pointed, towards the church.
Okay. So as you start walking, you do see the church in the distance. It's creepy looking. As you approach it more and more, there's dead trees all around it. You can see that there's a cemetery that circles it, and it's looks like it hasn't been used in a very long time, or upkeep or anything. Like the roof has boards missing, the windows in it are broken. As you approach, you see the door, the front door. It has an insignia of a triangle on the front with a white skull in the center of it, and then it looks like white bricks outlining the triangle as well.
Have I seen this before?
Roll me a religion check.
I got 11 on that.
11. You have seen in your book readings that you do every now and then. You have seen that symbol, and all you can decipher from it is it's people who serve the Lord of Bones, who worship the Lord of Bones. You don't know much more than that, though.
Do I know if it is it an evil organization or a good or neutral or?
I mean, the Lord of Bones is pretty much the Lord of Death. That's about the only thing you can decipher from it.
Okay, but the door is open.
That one's closed. Yeah.
That one's closed. Okay. I'll head up to it. And is there a window or anything on the front of the building? Or
yeah, you can see a window on the side. It's broken, so you can easily see in it. It's at this point the sun's gone down far enough that your human eyes it's going to be really hard to see what is what.
I don't have any way to make well, I do have torch. But do I want to start a fire and give away my location? That's the thing. I think it's worth it because I can't investigate in there without some form of light. So.
Okay. So you go in the door then? You open the door?
Yeah.
Okay. The door's unlocked. It swings wide open, and as you go in, you light your torch. Do you shut the door behind you? You can leave it open.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna close it behind me.
Okay, you close it, and it closes just fine. As you light your torch inside, you see benches that are broken, very, very, very old. They're broken. Some of them are tipped over that are still intact. That's all on your right side, and on your left, you look and you see that there's a pedestal where people would preach at and stuff. It's actually moved to the side, and you can see that there is a trap door that was underneath where the pedestal was.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like somebody recently moved it.
Is there a back room or anything, or is it just all one
No, it's
main,
just one solid
main
wall.
churchway?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
one main churchway. So.
When in doubt, go down. So.
Okay. So you
I'm
look
gonna
down the
pop open
hole.
the hatch.
You look down the hole. It's dark. Like even with your torch, you can't see the bottom. So as you descend, the ladder looks brand new. Like it looks very well. Yeah, people just taking care of it. So you descend 60 feet. Then you descend another 60 feet. Then another 60 feet, and then you finally hit
Oh
bottom.
crap!
You finally hit bottom, and it's all rock around you. You hear water dripping in the distance and stuff, and then you look, as you drop down, you look to your left. As far as you can see, it looks like a dead end from your torchlight. You look to your right as you're facing the ladder. You look to your right, you see a giant stone door open, and you actually hear people talking in the distance. All right, so up to business. As you guys remember, you guys fought some skeletons and stuff in this cavern, and you now have a witch in your possession. You guys forced your way through her force field, and you guys
He's naked.
bound her and you gagged her. And Colton did perception right away, and you seen a loose stone, kind of a doorway stone. It's a pretty big stone. And then you hear somebody back the way you come from.
Or
And
where
it's
we
pretty
picked
dark.
off.
It's pretty dark in there still, right?
The room that you're in is pretty lit. But down through the doorway, it's pretty dark. But you do see a torch. As you look down, you see somebody approaching you with a torch.
I'll draw my sword and kind of shield up. Someone's coming. Just so everyone knows, if they didn't hear me, someone's coming.
I'm over here hanging out with Bob Wire, like freaking
Go
out.
get
'cause
him,
I finally
big
got him
guy.
back, you know? Yeah, you go get him.
So
I'm gonna dust Bob Wire off over here.
I go to the door that the person's coming and hide next to the corner, wait for him to pass by.
Jin, you approach the door.
I slowly walk up.
As you peek inside, you do see Ragnar, you see Kaylin, you see Bob Wire, you see Davina, and you see a lady bound and gagged, and Ragnar's holding her. And you do not see Colton though.
Oh my! Hey, hello, Egg.
And you
Long
see
time
just
no see.
Colton
Holy
peek around the
shit,
corner
man.
and look at Jin. Oh my god! Where the hell have you been?
I don't know. I had a
Approach
very
him.
rough
So,
night.
as you could see, it looks like Jin had a rough night. As you look at him, his hair is all messed
What?
up. Looks like there might be a little bit of blood dripping down, like smudged on the side of his head and stuff.
So I kind of pat him on the back. What's up, dude? Where you been? Why, tell me your story. I'll tell you mine afterwards, but we got us a witch pet.
Witch pet? Is that who that is? And I pointed.
Yeah.
The person with the
You hear
Yeah,
her. You hear her all of a sudden.
She tried to steal Bob Wire, and Davina pretty much hated it. And we thought she took you, but look, you're here all bloody and fine.
Oh, he's clean. He's clean.
I don't know if I'm fine or
he just
not.
has a little bit of blood. Looks like his hair is a little redder than usual. Like, and then there's a little what looks like blood smudge on the side of his head.
Did you try to go get a haircut while you were gone?
No, it's I can't remember what happened for most of it.
What did?
I
what
just
did
woke up, and when I fell asleep, the next thing I know, I was laying out in the middle of a field, and I was covered in blood. And unfortunately, I don't know, but I stumbled upon a farm, and there was what was left of something dead inside of their barn.
What was it?
I don't know. I couldn't figure it out.
Did you eat this half creature?
I don't know.
Did you eat? Is that why you're covered in blood?
So,
I don't know.
Well, like, totally, if
Well-
you needed to eat, like, you didn't need to eat that. Like, they're good for other things, just not eating. Like, trust me, don't eat it.
well, I'm sure glad you're okay, Jen, but we need to try. What we're trying to do here is take the switch back to Rafa's house, get some more answers, and she's given us quite a bit of info. She's trying to raise the dead army to fight the Dark Lord.
So she says.
But she stole bob wire, which not cool. Not only that, the town folks, family and stuff that were dead. So we stopped her and released them.
I mean, long story short
Well-
here, let me just tell you, she's digging up dead bodies, she's trying to raise an army with them, and nobody likes the fact that their loved ones are missing, and we found them. End of story.
Yeah.
Ragnar's skeletal wings and dark aura dissipate, and his eyes go back to normal.
You're speaking and Ragnar speaks to you. Ragnar actually becomes stone still. His eyes roll in the back of his head. You guys have seen this before. When he just doesn't move and stuff. Ragnar, you feel something different, but very familiar as well. Very comforting. It's in your heart. And it's your deity. You feel your deity. But he's not there with you. But he feels like he's a part of you now. All of a sudden, Ragnar, his eyes roll back into place, but instead of a blue tint, it's now a gold tint.
So
And
as he comes in,
he's-
my nose is like almost touching his, kind of looking at him. You okay?
I rolled a hit. That's a 20 to hit.
You hit me.
So, as Ragnar
Oh,
rolls his
shit,
eyes
well
back,
done.
he
Oh,
he punches you right in the face, and you take a few steps back.
Oh shit, Goldan, my bad. You're right there. You startled me.
You're okay.
Are you okay?
Are you okay? I asked you that twice now.
I don't think I've ever felt better.
All of a sudden, you guys hear that you feel or you hear something in the distance, and you've heard this before. It was back at the barn when you heard somebody speaking to you, very magic-like,
Thank you for stopping this army.
and then it goes away. All of a sudden, you see a very familiar green glow the way you guys came in, and it's getting louder, a rumbling sound. And all of a sudden, a huge explosion happens at the bottom of the ladder. And you see just the roof of this. It's a green. It looked like the green fireballs that you guys seen attacking Cecilia. All of a sudden, you see the roof of the cave just collapse in a wave all the way up to the door.
Well, I guess we're gonna go check out this loose stone over here. I'll go over to the loose stone and inspect it.
Roll an investigation.
I'll follow him.
You're gonna roll with advantage.
I'll aid him
Hold on.
in his investigation.
Yeah, roll with advantage.
19.
19, nice. So you look at it. As it looks just like a regular stone, but it looks like it could easily come out of place. As you're inspecting it, you look to your top right of it. The very top right, you see what looks like something carved in the stone. It's a circle with an upside down triangle with a smaller circle inside of the upside down triangle.
I've seen this before.
What is it?
It's
Colton,
something
roll,
that
roll me an
I-
intelligence check, Colton.
I feel I need something to. There's something I need to do with this. I'm not sure what it is.
7.
7? It seems familiar to you, but you can't recollect where you've seen that. You have seen it though,
Okay.
Colton.
We should check it out. Let's.
So is it like an indent, like it goes inside, or is it
No,
just a
it
carving
looks
of
it looks smooth.
So
If you wanted to, yeah.
I'll put my hand on it.
Okay. As you put your hand on it, it kind of goes in a little bit.
I'll push it all the way in.
Okay. You push it, and you hear something like gears through the wall. You hear gears moving, and all of a sudden the rock pops out and dust comes out, and then it moves to the side.
Can I see in the hallway? Is it a hallway or stairs?
Yeah. So as you look down, it's a straight hallway. It goes about 120 feet, and then there's a gated door that you could see through that is in a brightly lit cavern through the door. And you do hear some voices in the distance, very faint, but you hear them in the distance.
So I kind of
Along the
just,
hallway.
and then I point to my ear. Someone's down here, and I'll go in and can I hear what they're saying?
Roll me a perception.
26.
Okay. Yeah, you do. You hear, and then you hear somebody else respond.
6.
So that's what you hear. You hear numbers being said.
So I kind of tell Jin, you're right next to me, right?
Yeah.
I look over so that I can hear people, and I think they said 1-6.
Just to
1-6.
clarify, just to clarify, he said 3.
Oh, 3-6.
3-6.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about, but there's 2 people. One said 3, the next one said 6. So kind of, I don't know what that's about. And so I'll stealthily go, like slowly start going up the hallway closer to them.
Okay, roll a stealth check. Is everyone else going to go, or you guys just
19.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious too. I'm following behind him.
Okay, so everybody roll me a stealth
He's
check,
relaying it to
and
me.
I'm
Is this
assuming Colton is going to go through first.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
how
only
wide is
a
this hall?
5-foot hallway.
Don't
Yeah,
worry, guys.
I rolled
I
a
got
19
the bitch.
for stealth.
Critical fail.
Natural 1. Okay. Bob Wire's right
As
behind.
people are starting to sneak into the hallway, Ragnar wants to look at the bitch and say, "What's down there?"
She's gagged.
So, I'll
never
turn
been
around
down
and
there.
tell him. Obviously, she's not going to talk unless you remove it from her mouth.
I take the gag off.
I don't
You
know
know
what's
what's
down
down
there, stupid. I have never
You
been
are
down there.
dungeon, stupid.
I don't know what's down there.
You don't know what's in your own dungeon. Who's stupid now?
That's not my
I gag
dungeon,
you
stupid.
again.
This is my home.
Kaylin, what'd you roll for stealth?
So 10.
9.
9.
So the average is pretty well. You guys are movement cohesive, except for Jin. He stubs his toe and starts to yell out at one point.
I cover his mouth real quick.
Huh? What was that? Huh. No mind. Great passage. I seek to gain entry.
I hold up the number 4 to Ragnar or to Jin.
The secret
What?
is 4.
And then you hear some shuffling, and then more shuffling. Something big is over here. So as you guys approach the gated door, you guys see a big round cavern, huge, and you see that it goes probably 10 feet in front of you before it cuts off to a cliff, and it looks like there's stairs to your left and to the right. And as you guys approach that, you see a giant skeleton minotaur standing
So
in front of a doorway. And you do see some other people that look like cultists standing in front of the minotaur. And you hear them yelling these numbers out. Okay.
Kinda
and then-
Another cultist approaches the entryway.
I seek guidance. May I have passage?
10.
Great Minotaur, speak again. I really didn't hear you. There's echoes in this weird place. Maybe spirits.
10.
3.
So as you guys hear him say 3, the Minotaur pulls out this massive two-handed axe that has a hammer on the other end. He holds it and he winds up and cuts this cultist in half. And his body goes flying and hits the other side of the wall. And then he puts the axe back down and he stands back straight up. And then you see the last cultist in there approach this Minotaur.
I seek entry through your door.
5.
7.
So the Minotaur then steps to the side. This is the shuffling you guys heard earlier. He steps to the side and you see the cultist go through the doorway behind him. And then the Minotaur moves back in front and puts his hand on the axe.
So, whispering, look back at Jin. Cultist said 5 after asking for Jin entry. He said 7, the Minotaur dude. And they walked in. Relay that to everybody. Because we're all in a line, so I just quietly saying, pass it on.
Mm-hmm.
There's no more cultists down there?
Nope.
Another
It's just
cultist approaches the Minotaur and says, "Can I please have passage through your door, Great Minotaur?"
3.
6.
So the same thing happens. The Minotaur steps to the side, and then the cultist goes through, and then he steps back in front.
When we got there, the first guy said
He said
the one that got cut in
4.
half.
So the Minotaur yelled 4, and then he said, "Oh, the one that got cut in half."
Right.
He said the Minotaur said 10, and then the cultist said 3.
He said 3.
Yeah.
He said 3.
And then the one that didn't get cut in
And
half.
then the one that went through
It said
the
5.
one that didn't 5, and then it was 7. 5, then 7, and then the next one was 1, then 6.
No,
What were
3.
the two
3 and
voices?
6.
What were the two numbers you heard through the wall?
3 and 6.
3 and 6. But we don't know if that one got.
And then there was a
Yeah.
4 and 10. But that one I didn't see. We didn't see either. There was a 4 and a 10. And then the ones we saw, the first one we saw was the guy that got cut in half, which was 10 and 3. And then the one that went through was 5 and 7. The other one that went through was 3 and 6.
Another cultist approaches. Great Minotaur, please allow me passage through your door.
4.
5.
The Minotaur steps to the side. The cultist passes.
Okay,
through.
so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or at least I think it is anyway.
No,
1, 2,
they
3,
said
4,
the
1, 2, 3,
They said the sequence was 4.
4. So if that was 1,
5.
then the next one would be 2. So whatever number he gives, you would add 2. You'd add 2 to it.
Another cultist approaches the Great
That
Minotaur.
one was 4 and 5, and he passed.
Right.
Please, Great Minotaur, allow me
Oh, I know what you're
passage.
saying.
5.
3.
The Minotaur steps to the side, and the cultist goes through, and the Minotaur goes back in front.
1 that's minus. Yeah, but that's minus. Kind of makes no sense.
As Ragnar's starting to think, have I ever seen the Minotaur or read about the Minotaur before?
History, yeah.
17.
You know about Minotaurs. You know that they're not nice most of the time. They're not very smart. The ones that you've read about have never been smart. But you guys, that's about all you know about it.
Have I read any stories about people fighting Minotaurs?
You know that Minotaurs are very brutal in fights.
And we are in small passageway. Very well.
So you guys do hear somebody else approaching, and you notice it's another cultist approaches.
May I please seek entrance through your door, Great Minotaur?
10.
17.
You see the Minotaur grab his axe
No, wait.
and swings and
I must
cuts
have got
this
it wrong.
cultist right in the half, and he
Ugh.
splatters against the wall where the other one did.
I'm kind of enjoying watching cultists die, honestly.
What's behind that door? That's what. Like, is that the only door that we see in this room?
A bunch of cultists, obviously.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's the only thing that you. That's the only doorway you guys can see.
Okay, tell me again the numbers.
Has anybody been writing
So
them?
we know
3 and
that 10 and 17 was wrong.
So there
We
was...
know that 10 and 3 were wrong. We know 3 and 6 was right, 4 and 5 was right, 5 and 7 was right, and 5 and 3 was right.
A little slower.
3 and 6 was right,
6, 7, 8, 9.
4 and 5 was right,
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11.
And
5
then
and 7 was right,
9.
and then 5 and 3 was right. But I also heard them say that the sequence is 4.
the sequence is 4. 3, 4, 5.
Another cultist approaches. You guys see.
Oh, great one. Please allow me passage through your door.
8.
14. Oh, great one.
The Minotaur steps to the side and allows passage to the cultist, and
8
he
and 14.
steps in back in front.
So we know that 3 and 6 worked. 3 and 6 worked, right?
Yep.
3 and 6. 5 and 7. 4 and 5. 5 and 3.
8 and 14.
And 8 and 14.
10 and
And-
3 also worked, I think.
10 and 3 failed.
No.
No,
10 and
10
3
and
What,
3
el-
failed.
what else?
Failed.
What else failed?
10 and
10
17
and 17 failed.
And there's one other that failed.
Was it 4 and 10?
4 and 10. We don't know if it failed or not because
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
that's
before
right.
we could see.
Son of a bitch.
Another cultist teleports in and approaches
Guess
the
what
Minotaur.
Teleportation.
Oh, great Minotaur. Please allow me passage through this door.
6.
16. Oh, great Minotaur. As he bows his head.
You see the Minotaur grab his axe again and swing to the center of this cultist and cuts him in half and throws his two pieces to the wall.
So 6 and 16 was not a good number. But 10 and 17 was. This is
10 and
interesting.
17 was a bad number.
Right.
10 and 17, 10 and 3, and in this
6
one's
and
case,
16.
6 and 16 were bad. I would have said 3, but
Jin, do you think you have it down? You see some sort of pattern?
let's see if another if another cultist comes up. We'll check one more.
An old and decrepit cultist comes up, looking super, super weak. Barely any strength at all. Oh, great one. Please let me inside. I have business to do.
7.
14. Oh, great one.
You see this Minotaur grab his axe and swing
Oh,
at
please,
this
no.
old guy and cuts him in
Please.
half, and his body goes against the wall. Everybody roll another stealth check.
Very good. Ragnar did not
21.
20. Looks like we are using
8.
blue dice.
I got a 21.
9.
Bobwire, what'd you roll? You got a
Yeah.
9 as well? Okay. So as
9.
I mean, you guys' average is pretty good. Jin does get excited at one point and gets a little louder, which you notice that the Minotaur brings his head up, grabs his axe, slams it twice down on the ground, so boom, boom, and he says to you,
Approach now.
So I walk up to the Minotaur.
he's just standing in front of you.
What's up?
He brings his head down, looks right at you.
How tall is the Minotaur, by the way?
He's about 9 feet tall.
Okay, because I'm 6'5". Oh, 6'3". My bad. So I look at, like, kind of lean over and look at the door. What does the door look like?
It's so as you look at it, you do feel magical. Like there might like the same force field magical that you felt from the witch, right there. But you can see it's open, and you do see kind of a sheen right there, in the doorway.
Another cultist teleports in behind you and says, "Wait, we have new wardrobes? I never knew that. You look way cool."
Why, thank you, sir. Why don't
Please.
you go first here a second? The Minotaur wanted to talk to me about something, but you go ahead. You have business here.
Okay, thank you.
So I
Great
step to the
Minotaur.
side.
Please, allow me passage. The cultist looks at the ground beside him and sees the previous dead cultist and looks at you and says, "Not too many lucky people today."
I guess not.
7.
15.
The Minotaur steps to the side,
See ya, dude.
and as you see him step to the side, you see the magical sheen go with the Minotaur, and then the cultist walks through, and then he steps back. You see the magical sheen go right across the door, and he cracks his head down, looks at you, and he's waiting. So as you're standing there, Colton, you hear the Minotaur say,
6.
Good luck.
14.
21 to hit.
Yeah, so I'm dead, guys. See you guys.
12 points of piercing damage. So he hits you. It's more pointy than an axe, but it's in the shape of an axe. So he hits you in the side. Okay, so it hits you, and
So I
you
point-
fly, and you hit the wall in front of him.
I point
And then
my
he puts
finger
his-
at him. You shouldn't have done that, and it casts Hellish Rebuke on him for a reaction. The creature must make a dexterity saving throw.
18. Everybody roll initiative.
I'd say 18.
20.
I got 20.
20.
I got 21.
What'd Bobwire get?
Bob Wire rolled a 1 just to start out with, so let's just put it there.
For clarification on positioning,
I'm gonna get it.
I handed the witch off to the necro, and I moved up behind Jin, and I was conversing with Jin during.
Yeah,
this
I
thing.
heard that. I heard that.
I don't know.
All right, so this again is Colton. You're right here now. So this one is Davina. This one is
Well, I didn't
Jin.
roll a 20.
He
I
was
rolled 18 and added my
Jin.
dex bonus.
And then there's Kalen. And then Bobwire. This is Bobwire. I know it's not the Minotaur, but this is the Minotaur. So in order to pass through him to go over here, she would have to use half her movement speed because it's considered rough terrain.
Alright, what the fuck is going on?
So she would only have 15 movement after that.
Obviously, I have to move in front of Ragnar, so
Okay, so you have 15 more feet of movement.
Everybody except for Colton. So everybody that's kind of in the line with us, their respective weapons have like a soft golden shimmer to them.
I'll mark him.
Okay, he's marked.
Yeah, move me over 1.
Now it's your turn. Next up is Jin.
I'm going to do 20, 20, 30. I'm going to move up to back behind where Coltan's character is located. And then just kind of hold defense there.
Okay.
With my shield and my staff out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Colton, it's your turn.
Jim,
Oh, okay.
as you go up by Colton, your weapon isn't shimmering anymore.
I equip my shield and my sword for my action, and then for my bonus action, I use my Sentinel of Light. I hold my sword and shield together. Oh, please, Lord, please help me heal my wounds. And now I'm full health again. Thank God.
Okay,
Frickin'
and that ends your turn. It
Yep.
goes to Davina. Davina, you're next.
I am going to pull out one of my daggers while holding the magical dagger, and I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay.
To see how it plays out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
now
just gonna-
it's its turn. It looks over here at you guys.
Oh, that's cool.
It's just holding its position. But he flips his axe to the hammer side. And that ends his turn. Which comes up to Ragnar. Your turn.
So just to make it easier, anyone within 30 feet of me, their weapons shimmer gold and they do an extra 1d6 damage. Just to get that out of the way. Alright, Ragnar. Move
I know
me-
you're not in dragon form, but I chose the dragon as your character. But yeah, that's you.
Move me next to Jin. How far away is it?
25 feet from you.
Ragnar will hold an action. Or bonus action, Ragnar goes dragon form. And then holds his action.
That leads it up to Bobwire. And he's right behind
Go
you.
in and
This
get
is you.
the
He's
big
not on
boy.
camera, but he's right
He's
behind
behind me.
Yep.
I'm gonna have
It'll
Bob
take-
Wire.
It'll take half his movement speed just to get past you.
That's fine, and then I'm gonna move him up in front of me and the witch.
Okay.
He's gonna have his bow out this time.
Okay.
And we're gonna end it at that.
It goes back to Kaylin.
I'm going to shoot him.
Okay, roll your d20 to hit.
I rolled a 13 plus 5,
So 20 to
Plus
hit.
2.
19, 20.
20, you hit. So now you roll your, I think it's a d8 for your longbow,
Yeah.
and then 2 more d6s because your hunter's mark and plus what Ragnar's doing to your weapon. So a d8 and 2 d6s.
D8 is 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for that one. And then 6 plus 3 is 9.
21 points of damage, nice. Eyeball, so it's stuck in its eyeball,
Yeah.
but it didn't even phase it. Jin, you're next.
It hasn't moved at all, right?
No, it's still in front of the door. It just looks at you guys and flipped his axe to his hammer.
Well, I'm waiting for it to react.
So you're gonna hold your action?
Yes.
Colton.
As I see the Minotaur pull his frickin' hammer out, I put my shield back on my back because it's bullshit. My bonus action,
Sorry.
I cast my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And I put it right next to it. And it's gonna take the form of a double-headed great axe.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay, it goes to Davina.
I'm just gonna sit back with her and watch and wait.
And then it goes to its turn. It looks at Jin. And it
So-
says...
4.
But hey, it's going to try to attack me anyway, so 5.
It moves to the side for you, and that door
Shut up.
opens.
What the hell,
Shut up.
Jen?
Go
What
in,
the
Jin.
hell?
Go in.
Do you go in?
All right.
Jin's going in.
Bye.
So now you're just
Jin.
inside the doorway.
Good job,
and then
Jin.
and then
You
it
did it.
steps back over, and the door shuts behind him.
Oh no.
So Jin's not even a part of this party anymore.
Yep, Jin's not a part of the fight anymore. To Ragnar.
Ragnar goes 10 paces in front of it.
Right here?
Right there. Yeah. And Ragnar says, "Let me in, please."
Okay.
8.
14.
It steps to the side, and the door opens.
Ragnar goes in. Jin, we did it, man! We did it!
Secretly
Okay,
flipping
and
him
then
off from
it
behind.
steps back in, and as you walk through, Ragnar, you see that it shuts. You can't see through it. You can't see through back out in the area.
Right. Do I see Jin?
You do see Jin. He's right there. He looks back at Colton. It's Bobwire's turn.
I'm gonna have Bobwire move up 30. So
He can't
straight.
speak.
He can't speak, so this is gonna be fucking great. I'm gonna have him move up, and then since that's as far as he can go, he's just gonna stand there, and we're gonna end his turn.
Okay, goes back to Kaylin.
How many moves do I?
So you can get to about right there.
Okay, just do that.
That's probably close enough to ask it a question.
That goes to
I'm just
Colton.
waiting.
Well, seeing everyone go through when I couldn't go through knows I'm fucked because everyone's leaving me. So,
No.
two-hand my sword and go right next to him and swing.
Okay.
23 to hit.
You hit. Roll damage.
13.
Everybody start praying for Colton.
You
And
hit
then
it. You hit it with your sword, and it just sticks in the bone. And you pull it out. It doesn't even look phased.
And then my spiritual weapon for my bonus action will attack. 19.
Thanks.
12.
Okay. It does the same thing. Sticks in a bone barely, and doesn't even look phased.
And then that's it.
Davina, your turn.
I'm gonna move myself unless chick that I'm now responsible for because somebody took off on me. Move up right behind Bobwire.
Okay.
Shit's
That
gonna
ends
hit
your
the
turn.
fan.
You're holding
Yep,
an
that
action
ends.
then. Okay.
Yep.
And that leads to its turn. It looks back at Colton and says,
3.
6.
it steps to the side, and the door opens.
Hey, the door's opening. Who is it this time?
You go in.
Up something in the door.
Yeah.
It's Kultan. Yeah, he made it.
No.
Oh
And
shit!
then
I
it turns
forgot.
back and looks. By the way, when you left the battlefield, your spiritual weapon left as well. Ragnar, do you want to do anything? It is your turn.
Ragnar wants to do an Arcana check on the door to see if there's any way to get rid of the magic on it and just open the fucking door.
Okay.
With Arcana is 17.
So you sense it. It's literally the same exact force field as what the witch was using.
Oh, so all I need is a nat 20 and I can walk through. Great. Ragnar's gonna try and punch his hand through.
Okay. You can't see through it, by the way. It looks like a rock wall to you guys.
It's okay. I didn't get through anyways.
What'd you roll?
It was 8 total.
8. You punch it as hard as you can, and your wrist pops.
Oh!
I
Is that
cast,
the hand you just got back, bro?
yeah,
Forgot how strong you were.
I forgot how strong I was too.
That ends Ragnar's turn. It goes back to Caleb. Or no, sorry, Bobwire. It's Bobwire's turn.
I'm gonna have Bobwire move up 30 in front of him. And we're gonna sit and wait and see if he reacts to him being in front.
Okay, it looks at Bobwire and speaks in a language that you have no idea what it is. What does Bobwire do?
Hey, he's got fingers.
Okay,
Or sign language.
hold up some fingers as Bobwire. Okay, it steps to the side and lets
Okay.
Bobwire through.
Son of a bitch, I lost Bobwire again.
Hey, look, he's a Bobwire. A little guy.
Hey, buddy.
And then
How's
it
it
comes up to Kaylin. Your turn.
So, great Minotaur. Can I please pass?
Okay, and it says to you,
4.
5.
It steps to the side.
Son of a bitch!
Hey,
Lets
you
you
go.
again.
Oh my
Everybody's
God,
coming
you
through.
go, girl! Look at you
Kaylin.
go, honey!
Sorry for
You get
kicking you in
it!
the eyeball.
Kaylin, welcome.
I will see you on the other side,
Jin, your
hopefully
turn.
soon.
Kaylin, it's good to see you. Welcome to the good side.
I'm going to start looking around. Is it just a hallway, or is this an open room that we're standing in?
So as you guys are standing there, it's one long hallway, but you do see a door to your immediate right that's shut. It's a wooden
Okay.
door. And then about 60 feet down, you do see another door on the left. But it's just one straight hallway. It is a little dark. There's torches every 60 feet. So
can we see to the end of the hallway, or is it just keep going?
it just keeps going.
I'm going to listen to the door right next to us, see if I can hear anything.
Okay.
Nat 20 plus my
Hey!
Not 20.
wisdom.
You don't hear
So
anything.
22.
You hear nothing.
Hey,
Guys, I don't hear anything behind the door.
Are you listening very well?
Yes, I don't hear anything back there.
Okay, I believe you.
Colton.
I'm just waiting.
Davina.
I'm gonna move up.
Okay.
And pray to God this works. I'm gonna take a deep breath. Excuse me there, sir. Like, totally, like, can I please pass through?
10.
I don't know, 19.
He raises his hammer towards you and starts
I'm gonna
to
throw the
swing.
witch in. I'm throwing the witch in front of me.
Okay. Hits the witch so hard that the rope that you're holding on to rips right out of your hands and she flies over here.
He's probably dead at this point. Sorry, Ragnar. She's still alive?
She's laying there, but she looks pretty bad.
I'm gonna leave it at that for now.
Okay. And it ends it starts his turn, and it looks back at you.
8.
Okay. 14.
It slides to the side. And you go through.
Fuck
and
you,
it
lady.
goes zzz.
As we're going through, I'm gonna say, fuck you.
You guys got through.
Avina, hey! Hey, where's the
Leaving-
witch?
So, long story short, I fucked up in the beginning and I had to throw her in front of me and she's outside dying. So, yeah, we're shit
Alright.
out of luck.
I guess it's better than getting hit like Colton did.
So you guys are
One.
through. You see that door to your immediate right that you heard literally nothing in, and you were like practically inside.
Yeah, I
the
don't hear
door.
anything behind it.
And then you see that door
I'm pretty sure.
60 feet down to your left.
Okay,
And
well,
it's all
Jin didn't
stone.
hear
It's all
anything.
stonework. It's only probably 10 feet tall hallway, and it's another 5 foot
I
wide
can touch the
hallway.
ceiling. I'm gonna slowly and quietly open the door
I'll move to the side, let it do it.
with
It's locked.
stealth. Oh, son of a bitch. I drop kick the fucking door.
Remember,
22.
Efficiency.
22. You kick it, and it flies open. You start hearing some gears going.
I drop to my hands
And what's
knees.
your AC?
Is 16.
16. So it hits you. You see a dart shoot straight to you and hits you right in the chest, dealing you
I was holding an action. I dodged.
3 points of damage.
Oh, that's not bad. Oh, shit! Jin, why do you not tell me there was a spear in here?
I can't hear a spear.
Well, hear the spear next time. What's inside of here? Let me take
Okay,
a
not
look.
like I
What
have
else is
supernatural
It is
ability.
dark inside, but those with dark vision, it's just a 10 by 10 room. You see bookshelves. You do see a treasure chest, and you see a desk and one chair that's tipped over.
I search the bookcase.
I'll light a torch and walk over to the treasure
Roll a
chest.
perception on that, please. You'll check the treasure chest, Colton?
Yeah, just sense and can investigate it first.
It's 19.
19. So they look just more like stories. The books that you're looking at just look like history stories and stuff, and nothing that really interests you. But there is one book that does catch your eye that feels like it's meant to be deep down.
I rolled a
Grab it.
22 on the chest.
22. You know that it's not a chest.
I back away slowly and tell everyone, "Don't touch this bitch."
Why? Is it trapped?
It is not a chest.
Oh, come on. Like, it can't be that bad.
I
Is
promise you, it is not a chest.
Hey, I had to
What?
deal with the witch
Then-
outside, so I
Then
better
what
be
is
getting
it?
something.
I promise you, it's not a chest.
What is it?
Perceive it. Can I do a perception check on it?
Sure.
Colton, what is it if it's not a chest? It looks like a chest, my guy.
Do I know what it is with my thing, Logan?
10 total.
Wisdom check.
And if you're
10. It
proficient
looks like a
in your,
chest to you, Jin.
perception.
Looks like a normal chest to you.
25.
You've heard of these things, and it's a monster.
It's a monster that shapeshifts. That's all I know of it, and it is tough.
Ragnar wants to. What is the title of this book?
What languages you speak?
Oh shit. Common, Celestial, Elvish, Draconic, and Infernal, and Undercommon.
Okay, it's in Undercommon. And
Okay,
it
what's the title of
says the history and magical background. The Dark Underworld.
Ooh. Fun. Yeah, what does it look like?
So it's a black book. On the front, it has what looks like Drow on the front of Drow's face. But it looks old, like it's aged. The paper and the cover feels very fragile, like very brittle. The pages especially, and it's black and it's kind of textured and stuff. You don't know exactly what the material it is, but it's not paper.
Can I see if I've ever heard of a book like this before?
Roll me a religion check.
That is a good roll. 18.
You've heard of books like this all around the world. They're kind of like teaching books and history books.
Okay, I open to the next page and start reading.
Keep walking to the other door.
Okay, so you're at the other door. It looks just like the other door.
Curious, I'll follow.
Did everyone just leave
Oh,
Ragnar?
is it locked?
Did everyone just leave Ragnar behind?
You grab
No.
it. It's unlocked.
No, I'm outside the door, just hanging out with barbed
Okay.
wire, waiting for that
I-
thing to jump up.
I'm just sitting
I
there.
check for traps.
Okay.
15.
15. It's not trapped, but you hear somebody inside.
Oh, okay. You maybe hear some of the previous cultists that came through before you guys had. And you maybe hear one speaking kind of almost like in a specific role, if you will. And he says, and as you walk in through the door, you see a great treasure trove with a kingdom in the distance and a castle of sorts. And then maybe you hear another cultist say, I want to ride off in the distance quickly. And another cultist says, stop metagaming, dude.
Is the one that saw me and go in after? Did I hear him?
For sure, you recognize his voice, and he says, I would like to tell everyone about how great my character is.
Yeah, I walked in and said, "Hey, nice to see you."
Turns around, everyone would definitely turn around and look at you. There's maybe 2 or 3 people that are obviously sitting on one end of the table, and then somebody sitting at the front of the table as if they're looking at him, speaking to him. There's maybe a small diorama on the table that you absolutely wouldn't even know what's going on. Maybe they would look almost like childlike, the way that they're cuddled around these figures on this table. But the one that you recognize looks at you and says, "Hey, cool guy. Hey, how's it going?"
Hey, man. I got lucky, I guess, and got in.
Well, sweet. We were just about to sit down and play a specific game that maybe we don't even know what to call yet. We just kind of made it up tonight.
Yeah. What is it?
We play like a form of specifically roles that were set by this guy at the head of the table, and he's like the leader who tells us stories and we play off them. His name is Denathrius. This is cool guy. And
Hey.
Denathrius looks at you and says, "Hey, how's it going?"
Hey, so you're the one in charge here, then, huh?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mostly get a lot of this information from this book that I read. It's a pretty cool book.
Sweet. So, I'm new here. Obviously, you guys haven't seen me. I'm now known as the cool guy, which I'm cool with. And
Yeah, you're super cool.
I got this cool new uniform. Apparently, you guys didn't get the memo. You could dress however the hell you want.
Yeah, not a lot of us update our gear. You
Yeah.
know, we're just we're novices here. We don't really see much, do much, but we definitely hear much. And we didn't hear anything about this. Are you even a part of what cult would you even think we're about?
Yeah, I mean, how else would I be in here? You know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you got lucky and got through the door.
How did I even know about the door? I was out fishing and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna join a cult.
I like fishing as well.
Yeah, what kind of fish do you like catch? Or are you talking about like people fishing? Wink.
People fishing. People fishing. Yes, that's what we call it here.
Yeah.
Yes, people fishing.
Yeah, good to know. Good to know.
I have this book that I was reading to everyone just now. It's a very specific book. It's dear to my heart. I could not give it up in any way, shape, or form if you were to attempt to convince me of it.
Like I said, I'm new here. I'd like to, you don't even have to hand it to me. Just flip through the pages and let me check it out real quick.
Well, look, I could hand you the book just for a second, but I need it to finish what we're doing here. There's a lot of great ideas and details in this thing.
All right, yeah, you continue with your game. I won't even leave the room. I'll just look at it real quick.
And as you clearly see that everybody in the room has medallions and symbols on their shirt, maybe not even just their shirts or their robes that they're wearing, but they have these medallions that maybe even like specifically witch hunters would wear or people of certain faiths that mean to themselves. And it's a specific circle that looks like carved into this stone type medallion. It's a circle with an upside down triangle, maybe with a smaller circle inside it or that borders it. But it looks like maybe it's a form of like a rite, if you will, to be in the cult, to make it to a certain status to get one of these. So I noticed that you wear a different type of medallion.
Yeah, I mean, this one's you'd say a family heirloom. I acquired it because of family, so it's more sentimental than anything. So 21 if you count it.
You recognize that symbol from the book that you read at the mayor's house.
Okay, so he said I could look at the book, so I kind of hold out my hands. Check out that book now.
Pensively hands it to you and gives you a look in your eye and says, if you, I swear, if you do anything, and then you can kind of see him start to tremble and you maybe pull it tightly from his fingers. Okay. And he takes a deep breath and says,
"Thanks, sir."
Please don't get any of the pages wet.
I just stand next to him. You can continue your game. I'm just gonna flip through this real quick.
Looks back to his group, and you maybe hear him mumble some things about some distant adventurers also looking nearby to his separate situation.
So what do I see in this book?
It's literally the same exact book that you saw at the mayor's house.
Okay, so I close
you do see the picture of the dagger that you need for the ritual.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah, what?
Have you seen this dagger before?
Cool guy friend who we don't have cultist name, looks over his shoulder and says, "Oh yeah, dude, totally. That's the." And then the leader of the group looks at him and says, "Hey, I'm not sure if we need to talk about this with you. You don't even have the sigil that we all wear."
Jin, I want you to roll a stealth check if you're that close to the door.
Well, yeah, I'm in the hallway.
Roll
So
me a stealth check.
I kind of go like this, and I lean over to the guy, the leader, and I whisper in his ear, and I actually cast suggestion.
Before you cast that, there's a lot of noise in the hallway as like it sounds like somebody's dragging their shield that's on their back is going against the stone.
The cultist would absolutely, everybody be like, "Hey, who else is out there? Yeah, come on, man. Dude, did you bring someone else and not tell us? We could totally have a whole party over here."
Dude, I have a whole bunch of cool guys. We got all our own uniforms and everything.
Wait, what?
We all-
Everyone's got a different uniform? The guy who thinks you're cool looks out to everyone
Yeah.
else like, "Oh man, I don't have to wear this?"
No, dude, you can wear whatever you want. Be cool.
He's like, I'm actually a nudist outside of here. And he rips off his robe.
Dude, let it fly. Let it fly. And I'll walk out into the hallway to see what's going on.
Okay, you see Jin leaning, like pressed his back against the wall, and he's moving back, like getting closer, but his shield's dragging against the wall.
I look at him and, what are you doing?
I'm hiding, man.
Not very well, because we all can hear you in this room. Hey, everybody, this is my friend, and I grab Jim by the shoulders and bring him into the room. This is cool guy number 2. I just
As soon as
pat him on the
Jin
shoulders.
becomes or gets into sight of the leader recognizes that he's a were-rat instantly.
Hey, what's going on here? That guy's not cool. He's a were-rat.
No, he's not. He looks human
Yeah.
to me.
No, give me my book back. Give it to me.
And so I'm like, all right. And so I lean up and I whisper as I cast suggestion to his ear. Jin really needs that dagger that's in this book. Could you possibly bring it to us, please? And I just lean back and hand him the book.
What do you need with the dagger? Do you need to free him of his curse?
I received a vision that said I must seek out the dagger.
We must speak with this person alone.
I look at Jin and see what he thinks.
I have a good feeling about this. I must acquire the dagger.
All right, well, Jin, if you're cool, I'll just wait outside.
Okay, you step out, they slam the door and lock it.
And the leader steps forward towards you and opens the book and shows you the image of this dagger and says, "You need to acquire this to become normal."
Do not be a monster.
So you look down upon who you are.
I felt as though I'd killed my family in my vision. And then I was shown this dagger as a way of salvation. Where can I acquire this dagger?
You must first travel to the ritual hall here in our sanctum. That is all I can tell you. And there, you may find a ritual dagger such as this. I cannot tell you exactly where it is, just in case I'm not supposed to. But I am oddly compelled to tell you this, even though I personally feel like I can't, and I shouldn't. But, looks back to the rest of his comrades, I think I need to finish something here first, so the faster I can get you out of here, the quicker I can get these guys back to their lives.
I appreciate your assistance.
I would let you take this book, but I feel like it would have maybe taken a sort of natural 20 on a dice, if you understand what that means. So I will keep it. And then
Thank you.
he clearly shows you out of the room, and they continue sitting down. Excited cultist pokes his head outside to wave at Colton and say, "See you later, man. I really appreciate you telling me that I don't have to wear those anymore."
Yeah, no problem, buddy.
Well, the door slams shut and you hear summon lock.
So what'd they say,
They-
Jin?
They told me that we need to find the ritual hall.
They
That's
say where it was?
it was here, down in the dungeon. That we should find the ritual hall, and that the dagger, that there may be one of the daggers here.
Well, let's go
And
get the
so-
rest. Let's go get the rest of the people. Kind of catch them up.
Ragnar, roll me a intelligence check.
17.
17. You feel something break in your mind, and it washes over you as it feels like Cerberus is the one doing the breaking, his power. And now you feel like you can cast spells as you're reading this book.
So we approach everybody. Hey guys.
As you guys approach, you do see Ragnar's eyes get a little darker yellow than it was before.
This is a cool book.
He's
Well-
been nose deep in that book since you guys were like doing whatever you were down the hall.
So we met some pretty cool cultists, not gonna lie. And I think I persuaded one of them to be not a dull cultist. Anyways, they pretty much showed us the dagger that can cure Jin here. And we gotta get to the ritual hall to acquire that dagger.
Wait, do we have to kill
They
him?
may have one.
Oh, I never
Well,
even told you guys. Oh, my mind is blown. I never even told you guys how to cure the guy. So this dagger, what we have to do is pretty much tie him up, and then we have to put a protective shield around him. And then when the moon is full, we have to stab him with the ritual knife. As we do that, the shield comes down, and then we'll pull the knife out, and it's like pulling the were-rat right out of him.
What the heck?
And that's the best we could do for him, is save him
Hey,
from this curse
that-
that I can't cure besides doing this.
Kultan, is that the only way to do it? Is to stab him?
No, there's another way. He has to drink the blood of the alpha. So if we can find the alpha were-rat, he has to drink the blood of it, and he'd be cured as well. But the book that says it is 100% guaranteed that he will not die as long as we do it at the right moment, which is during the blood moon, which is
Does
how many
anybody
days
Tonight.
it passed since then, Logan?
It's tonight.
Oh, which is tonight. Turns out.
Well, I agree with Kaylin, and I think we should just like up and go. But does anybody know how in the hell to get out of here? Because how we came in got crumbled, so
Well, we got to go on and find the
Yeah.
ritual. Is what I say.
well, I know, but we have to find a way out of here too. Because if we can't get out of here, then how are we gonna do it?
Just go down the hallway, the opposite of where we went.
I'm gonna start walking off and ask Kaylin if she wants to come with.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
So me and Kaylin and Bob are gonna start walking down the hall where we came from.
I follow while still, like, looking up every now and then to see where I'm going, but I'm still reading the book.
Okay. Sorry.
If
what were
that's
you
the way
saying,
we
Bob?
came, that's a dead end, right?
That's what I was pointing out earlier. It might be because it got destroyed when we came in. So the other, how are we getting it out?
Well, the ritual room is in here, is what we was told. So we gotta go probably the other way. We're gonna go down the hall and find the ritual room.
Okay, so you guys go down the hall. It feels like. So it's going to be hours before you guys get to the spot you're going to be. So if you guys want to talk on the way, go ahead. This is your time.
Anyways, hey, I feel like we've only known each other for, I don't know, 2 days. So, Davina, you're relatively the newest one to the group. Tell us something interesting about yourself other than you like to play with dead things.
Well, I really don't know what more to tell you. Like, I grew up with Steve most of my life.
What was that like?
Oh, it wasn't bad. More of a father-like figure, but I mean, he is really hard on you.
Yeah. Did he ever have an
How-
issue like, I don't know, kind of like I do, where he kind of blanks out for a minute and then he comes back?
Now that you're saying something, that would make sense a little bit, but I don't really pay attention because I'm off in my own world.
That makes sense. Um, he. Do you know where he came from?
I have no idea. Not at all. I don't.
Jin, what about you, man? Other than being a were rat, where are you from?
I'm from a more arid area, desert.
Oh,
My family lives off the side of the ocean. We
oh. That sounds kind of cool.
we are
Yeah.
fishermen and farmers by trade.
Where did you say you were from? What country?
Quilan, located in the Middle Eastern territories, and I am just off from the city Jelinar.
Yeah, I know you. I know where you're from.
I have
Yes.
four sisters and four brothers.
I don't know anything.
Are you
about
guys-
siblings.
A close family?
Yes and no. I mean, we spent a lot of time working out in the fields and spending time preparing meals and other things.
So you guys pretty
But
wealthy farmers?
but we didn't have a lot as far as what could be given to everyone when they came of age, and so I decided to forego my land for my my brother, who's just older than I am, so that he could have a living. I decided I should travel out and get to experience the world.
So I look back at Davina and say, so you don't know your parents at all?
No, I don't know my parents at all. I just know that my parents died and I was found, and Steve raised me since I was little.
Do you think Steve might be behind it? Because it's a little weird that he found you and your parents died.
No, totally could not happen. Like, there's no way that he could have done this.
So then I look at Kaylin and saying, it's been itching me this whole time. What the hell is your deal with me?
You're a human.
That's got nothing to do with it. I'm saying here,
I don't like humans. They
But I am
disgust me.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
You actually talking to me right now makes me want to punch you in the face.
I'm trying to help everybody here.
And you know what? That kind of brings me to you. Why do you think you're so important?
I just shrug it off and look at Ragnar and saying, what are you?
What do you mean, what am I?
I've never seen your kind before.
My parents were human.
Okay. So Kaylin don't hate you. So obviously
Yeah,
you're not
but
human.
Yeah, he's not
DM,
human.
does
I shouldn't have said
Kaylin
that.
have an idea of what I am?
You don't look human. Kaylin, roll me an intelligence check.
18.
You've seen, as you grew up in your home, you have read of people that look a lot like Ragnar and are very powerful in nature with their god. So yeah,
So
you
my
have
question-
heard of them, and you know that, and it does say in your research and stuff that they are not generally human.
So my question still stands to Ragnar.
Why are you changing the subject? I asked you
Uh,
if you answer my question, I'll answer your question.
So as we're walking, Ragnar, you notice him get serious. Darker circles around his eyes, a bead of sweat on his head. And he looks down and just walks faster and ignores the question.
Hey, Coltan, you said you're from Alexandria, no?
I ignore the question.
What is your tribe's name?
I ignore the question.
Totally rude to ignore somebody's question. Like, come on and answer it already. Like,
Anyways.
jeez.
So I stop and I look at him and I'm like, how old do you think I am?
I don't know, 30? If you're going off of looks?
700 years old.
Oh. I like history.
And then I just walk. And that's all I say.
Anyways, Galen, do you have any interesting stories about yourself that you could add, other than you hate humans?
I wouldn't say interesting. I just am an only child, and my parents wouldn't let me leave home, so I just ran away. And I've been on my own for about a year now.
You're an only child. I think that's interesting. I'm an only child.
So tell me how you got your lovely bird. Like, we all want to hear the story.
I had her when she hatched. Like, she's my best friend. And yeah, she protects me, watches out for me.
Oh, it's just so lovely to have one of those with you. That's what barbed wire is.
That would be nice. I don't have a companion. I've been alone for as far as I can remember. Well, aside from, rigorous training by a dragonborn. Can I see if I've ever heard of Colton? History. That's where's my history? 15.
The memory comes flooding back to you. And this is the Colton that you've heard of.
Colton?
As that wall broke, Ragnar, you get a slight headache.
So as Colton the Witch Hunter. I do know you. I'm gonna look at Jin for a second. Jin, how long ago was the Battle of Garminus?
It was 2,000 years ago.
2,000
Just over
years?
2,000.
You say 2,000? What the fuck?
Yes.
Very well. Colton, we have something to talk about later.
Is he the oldest out of all of us? Isn't it weird that he's like 700 years old, but he looks like he's like could be a teenager?
I don't know. Might be more common than we think. I'm not sure why he's as old as he is. All I know is he might almost be as great as he says he is. He's a very powerful witch hunter. He's very good at his job. And he's very known throughout Alexandria for his duties, which is a country that I am from as well. I don't know why it took me so long to remember. It's like memories are just flooding back of a past that I forgot about. I don't know why.
Okay, so I'm assuming everybody's done chatting.
Yeah, I'm done.
So as everybody continues walking, from what you guys know, it's been a couple hours, and you approach this doorway with a gated door with that same symbol that everybody's been seeing, the circle with the upside down triangle with the circle in the center on the gated door.
Are we here?
So I'm gonna do a perception check and see if I can hear anything inside.
Okay.
14, and that's with the doubles. So
14. Okay. You hear kind of an echoey, wispy sound of voices. And then,
like chanting?
No. And then as you're looking at the gate, it's made of silver.
So I tell Jin, don't touch this door.
Why is that?
It's silver.
Do I sense anything when I'm near silver?
It gets hotter.
Is it painful?
Yeah, it gets hotter on your skin as you get close.
Like an allergic reaction.
Yep.
attempt to open the door and peek inside quietly.
So it is quite dark in here. So with your human eyes, I need you to roll a perception with disadvantage.
18.
Pretty good.
As you could see, you do see what maybe looks like ruins, not ruins, ruins, that is circled around in this chamber. You do see some bars lining the inside, as you know, not very, because you can't see very far because it's dark, but you could see that the gate is actually on the inside of the whole circle in this room, and it looks like it goes all the way around, and it's all made of silver.
So I look back at Kaylin saying, "You got better eyes than me. You want to? It's pretty dark in here. Do you want to see see if you can see something better that I can't see?"
We all have better eyes than you.
A 14.
Yeah, you see what I just told Colton, the same exact thing, but you can see that they are ruins, stones circled around a stone, what looks like a ritual thing.
Altar?
Oh, no, not an altar. It's not an altar. It's a stone. It's a circle stone, and it looks like it's more ritual. Made
Like
for
a table?
rituals. Not a table. It's a ritual. There's stairs that go up to it, and it's the circle with the stones, ruins around it, and then in the center it has from what you can see, it looks like it has the same symbol that you guys have been seeing, the circle with the upside down triangle.
Says that I walk in quietly.
And as you guys look up, you do see that it's red outside, and there's a moon door up top. It's the light's slowly getting closer to the ritual circle.
Like the center of the room,
Yep.
almost as if it's the peak or the pinnacle of the room,
Yep.
geometrically.
I think that is how we know when the time is right to stab him.
All of a sudden, the door slams behind you guys.
Oh, shit.
I agree. Shit's about to go
And
down.
you hear that wispy voice that you heard earlier, Colton. You hear it speaking to you now. And you all of a sudden see this thing appear right at the edge of the circle looking down at you guys.
I see a creature. Is it?
No, it looks like a person, but it's a ghost.
Oh,
Appears right in front of you.
Aberration.
This apparition turns to you and says, "In to come, you must, even though you do not trust."
where's the ritual dagger? Asked the ghost.
For one to be free, there must be two. For two to be released from their shackles, one must be released from their ties to the moon. That will be blood soon. As the spectral being dissipates and fades into the darkness.
Two to be released from their shackles? Does that mean we have to sacrifice two people?
Or does it mean that when we pull the rare rat out, it's going to end up being two people? I look at Jen and saying, I think let's take you to the center and maybe see what happens.
I'm game.
Okay,
Into
so
come we
as
must,
you
even though you don't
enter
trust.
the circle, Jin, it feels like your vision. This is the same place that you had your vision. But nothing happens.
I feel like I've been here before.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
In a dream that I had, it was horrific. I'd killed. In my dream, I had killed my family, and I was standing over them, covered in their blood. I had a dark figure, appear to me, and say to me that in order for me to become whole again, I must seek out seek this out, and I saw the image of the symbol, of the square with the circle and the upside down triangle, and I was told to find the dagger. But I remember being in I was transported to a room with a pedestal, which is very much like this. And I feel like I am supposed to be here. This is...
As you guys are sitting here thinking, you see the red light from the blood moon touch the edge of the circle that you guys are standing on. And you could see what looks like a magical...
symbol?
No, not a symbol. A magical wall start to appear as around the circle as the moon slowly goes onto the circle.
Well, I
So
think
I
that's
look
the
at Shin and-
shield.
Well, it says. So what I read, it says we had to put the shield around him.
Or maybe we had to put him in the shield.
Yeah, I'm going to get in the center of the pedestal and kneel down.
So I step outside the circle, and then I just wait.
There's nothing in the ruins. I can't find the dagger.
I'll look around where he's kneeling, see if I see that symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if the dagger was floating in front of you, maybe we have to wait for the light to get in the right spot, and then it'll appear.
All of a sudden, you guys hear, as the circle slowly gets towards the
I got a
center,
5.
the edge of the light starts to hit the center. You hear that wispy voice again. But you don't see him, you just hear him.
Like echoing through the room. One to be bound unto the ground. The dagger you need to yet be freed. Take it now, or forever be endowed.
Oh shit, we have to fucking tie
I
him
hear
up.
him. I pull my rope out and say, "Sorry, Jin," and tie his hands up and lay him on the ground on his back.
Bound. Okay. Now he is bound like we is supposed
And I
to.
lay him down softly on the ground
The dagger
on his back.
is to appear.
As the light goes across, you see a shimmering towards the center of the circle, and it's starting to appear as a dagger. But it's still, you could see through it. It looks ghostly.
So I step in close to it and just wait for it to be whole.
Okay.
Be ready, because once it's there, it needs to be right at the exact timing.
Okay. So as you guys do this, Jin starts to resist the ropes. He's starting to flex, and he's like starting to yell out a little bit, and you could see his bones shifting under his skin.
Ragnar, hold him down.
And his skin
Ragnar,
starts
hold him
melting.
down.
His skin starts melting, and you can see
See
fur
if-
popping through. His
See if
ears
barbed
pop
wire
out
can
to
help. Hold him down.
his ears pop out to on top of his head. His nose comes out, and he starts growing 2 buck teeth and a bunch of real sharp teeth right out on the side of it. And his fur starts coming through the melted skin, and it's gray, and his eyes start to turn red. And
I reach out to grab the dagger.
Kaylin
hand-
and say we're
your
gonna die.
hand goes through it.
Okay, well, I just 22 to pin him to the ground, I guess.
Okay, you could tell that he's super strong, Ragnar, but you're holding him the best you can. Are you holding him by the shoulders? Is that what you're doing?
And
Yeah, I'll hold him by the shoulders.
I'm gonna look at Kaylin and be like, "Shit's about to go down. We need to get out of here."
You are
As the
strong
circle
as a
gets closer to the edge, you hear that wispy sound once again.
Rich of blood must take the role to stab your friend and make him whole. Do not fear, for the time is near. So take up your arms and stab him.
Are there any noble people here? Royalty, rich of blood.
That would be me.
Kaylin, you have to do this. You're the only rich of blood here.
so I step out and say, "Kaylin, you need to take this dagger and take him out."
Kultan, do I roll him over so he's stabbed in the back in the heart, or just
It
stabbed
just
in the heart?
all it says is the heart, so I think she could do it from the front also.
for the were-rat to die in him, it has to be the heart.
The heart is free. It is the key. So you must find time to not destroy, but yet of his mind.
So as
Okay,
he's
there we
done
go.
talking, the circle, the light hits the edge, and then you see that this big shield all of a sudden approaches and connects at the top, and it's a bright light for a minute. It kind of blinds everybody, and then you have a shield all around you.
Kalen, I think it's time.
And
Time
then
is now.
the dagger in the
Red
center becomes solid, so you can't see through it anymore, and it's just floating, spinning in the air.
Okay, I'll grab it.
So as Kaylin goes up, she reaches up and she feels magical particles going across her hand, and what looks like lightning between the dagger and her hand. It's like static electricity almost, is the best way I could put it. Connects them, and she grabs the hilt of the dagger, and she's looking at it. In the blade, it's a crooked blade. It goes down, swivels to a point, and in the blade, on it, it says, "Stab the heart." On the other side, it says, "To be free." And on the hilt, it has the symbol of that everybody's been seeing, this circle with the triangle, upside down triangle with the circle in it. And she feels, it gives her confidence as she's holding this dagger. I want you to roll to hit.
You cut out.
Nat 20.
Not 20. Okay,
Nat
so
20.
as
Yeah.
Kaylin kneels down by
Hold on.
Jin actually stops moving and is looking at Kaylin with this death glare piercing into her. And Jin he stops wiggling, so it's easier for Ragnar and Bobwire to hold him down. And as she lowers the dagger over his heart, the were-rat starts freaking out and starts like really shaking. And as she's getting closer to the heart, you see the shield is starting to come apart up top. So as she approaches it, it's slowly coming apart. And you see that static electricity again going from his chest to the blade. And as she pierces his chest, you can hear this loud scream from the were-rat that it's dying. And she pierces it all the way down to the hilt. And she pulls it back up. And as she pulls it up, you see it looks like his fur is stretching from Jin. It's pulling off. So she's literally pulling, it looks like she's pulling his skin off almost. As she's pulling up. Kaylin, I need you to roll a strength check.
20.
So as she's pulling up, she feels resistance, major resistance from the were-rat, but it doesn't matter because of the noble blood in her. She pulls, and you could see human skin as it's slowly pulling off. So she's literally pulling the were-rat fur and everything off of it. And you could see blood drizzling down his skin on his back. And she's pulling, and all of a sudden you could see Jin's face, and you could see a full head of a were-rat separated from Jin. But there's a hole where his head was, like he was inside this thing. And she's pulling, and she finally rips it off of him. And Jin's just sitting there, his eyes are closed, and he's doesn't look like he's breathing. And so she holds it up, and the were-rat is swatting, like super, just trying to get her. And all of a sudden, it slowly starts melting. And he just comes out with a dying scream in the air. And it slowly melts to the ground and goes inside the stone and disappears. And as she did that, you notice the shield is completely gone now. And the blood moon color, the red, turns to normal.
I run up to Jin and see if he's alive.
Holy shit. I place my hand on his chest and cast Lay on Hands.
As you do that, Jin gasps for air and his eyes pop open. And
I
in the
think we
distance,
killed that
you hear the
were-rat
apparition once again.
Thank you so much, everyone here. I was once a great king of noble deeds. I was tied down by these shackles that held me here. Once a ritual that has kept me here. I was separated, almost as if the Lycans stayed, and I was removed. It then ravaged the nearby village for years, and I remained here as a spirit. This, I am product of what it looks like when you fail this ritual. You also have to speak in riddles, or else you can't exist anymore in this spectral region.
That sucks, bro.
He looks different. He looks more human than Ghost. You could see he's wearing very, very nice clothes. Like he was very noble, as he was talking about. And he has long blonde hair. Looks like you could see blue eyes. He has blue eyes. Very, very strong chin.
What's your name?
I was once known by a great king who had ruled over these lands. But I am now no more than a lightly colored earl. But today, you can call me friend. But for tomorrow, I will not exist. My previous name shouldn't bother you. But that was hundreds of years ago.
Hundreds.
Not thousands?
Hundreds. But for now, I must take back my dagger into the spectral realm. So I can move on, please. May I have it?
I don't know what
He reaches
awaits
his hand out towards Kalen.
You reach out and hand it to him.
It clearly drops through his hand. It's still physical.
I don't know what awaits you in the world you're going to. But I hope the best for you.
I'm not sure myself. I thought this was the end for me, as he struggles to pick it up off the ground.
You need help?
No, I can get it. Absolutely. You can see it slightly moving, like shifting back and forth. Like he's really trying to reef this off the ground, but it's not moving, and he's maybe even breaking a spectral sweat. Some ectoplasm is falling off his forehead.
As he's doing this, the light slowly gets off of the platform you guys are on, and you can see the dagger is slowly becoming more of an apparition.
And it seems like it's a little heavy, but it gets lighter as he picks it up and puts it on his sash. And he looks back to everyone and says, well, as soon as this light crosses over, I too will leave this place. I wish I could say I'd bid you a farewell, but I have a strange feeling that I may see you again.
Do you know who the Dark Lord is?
This Dark Lord, does he have a name? I've known many lords in my time.
I don't
The
know.
Dark Lord that killed Garminus. Garmin.
Garmin. Oh yes, Garmin. Sir Garmin. I have known this man. Great noble needs. He's
Who killed him?
one. The question is he really gone? I have not seen him in the land of spectrals, but he may also be bound by shackles like myself.
That still begs the question, who is to be claimed to have killed him?
I do not know, this Dark Lord. I must be frank.
Okay. Who trapped Garmin?
There was once a tale. Was it really the rabbit that was trapped by the trap in the ground? Or was it the trap itself?
I'm so confused. Headache.
I'm sorry, it's been hundreds of years of riddles for consistence and many adventurers to come through here and fail rituals. I'm not quite myself.
Well, I'm glad that we was able to free you. You could thank Kalen for not rolling in that one, if you know what that means.
Looks around the room like, who's that?
The one that handed you the dagger.
Oh yes, thank you. I fear that they would have failed because previous adventures never had royal blood in their midst. You must love these people dearly. You are to travel with them, even though they look of the impoverished type.
Yeah. My spear is gold.
To wield gold does not mean you have the heart of gold, or the pockets of gold. Looks back at Kaylin like she should know what he means.
I technically stole it anyways.
Grin.
She just grins.
But for future's rest, I'd say call upon me, but you may use me more than I would wish to. So let me not be bound by your wishes or your company, but for one day if you ever find yourself in the spectral plane, do not fear, for I will be near. Ah, Jesus, I can't get away from these riddles. I must leave you now. Here comes the light as it takes me into my next existence. Goodbye, current friends.
Goodbye, friend.
So as you can see,
Thank you.
he approaches the last of the moonlight, and he literally climbs it. And as he says goodbye, he looks back at you guys, puts his hand in the air, and gives you guys a nod, and then he just disappears into the sky.